1 in 2024.
The wait is over in Bahrain, and we are just hearing that the starting grid is on the look for a new driver. Who will it be?
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting shit.
And radio is good.
Here we go.
And the Grand Prix is underway.
What a dramatic start. Can you believe it?
Lights feel like they're gonna bleed.
Yes!
Spawn out of my
Oh, he's lost it!
Pop out, guys. That's it.
The pit lane's going to be alive now. They're all in.
on my own. Here we go. Mind is set on an overdrive. On my own. Here we go.
It's not every day that we get to see such incredible wheel-to-wheel racing.
Out of the final corner. And here's our winner today.
Can you beat me?
What a race. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to the fans.
Welcome in, everyone, to Prowler Racing League Season 5, Round 7. We are at the Temple of Speed in Monza, Italy tonight. This is a very well-known track. Only 11 corners, but the fastest track on the calendar. We have a little bit of a smaller turnout tonight, but it is the end of game blues, I would say it is, but that's not going to deter everyone tonight from tackling the almost 3.5 miles, 11 corners, 2 DRS zones here at Monza. Let's head on over to our intermission screen. Right now, we're waiting for a few people to get checked in here, waiting for our race director to give the go-ahead to everyone. So here is our team standings for Season 5 so far. Mercedes out in front with 229 to Red Bull 184. Aston Martin sitting at 145 to Racing Bulls 99. Haas 86. McLaren moving up 55 points to Alpine's 51. Williams 46. Sauber 44. And Ferrari on their home turf tonight 38. Those points brought to you by our drivers. And currently leading the championship, last year's champion, Zaluxy, out in front 153, Vanilla 141. BRT Yuki not here tonight, 95. Sasuke, gonna be a late shower, 76 tonight. Oscar not here tonight, 68, dropping down. Rasha 63, Dynamic 56, Truth 48, tying Corey, who's not here tonight. Or is that 43? Might be 43. It's a little hard to tell. But then we got Pug finishing out your top 10 with 40 points, dropping down 2 positions since the last round. So tonight, like I said, we are in Monza. Round 7 of 10. After tonight, we only have 3 more rounds left. Looking right. Waiting on a few confirmations here. Not sure what's happening. Looks like I'm going to have to. Looks like we're waiting for a few other guys to send invites. Not sure what happened to our race director. He is not responding right now. I do not have one of the drivers on here. All right, so right, so it's looking like waiting on. Frustrating that our drivers aren't here on time. It's disrespectful to our drivers who are here on time. So, let's see here. Going through the list. It's not sure what's going on here. All right. So, okay. So right now I'm waiting for. GS Watts. Let's find him. Yep. So right now we're just waiting to try to get one of our drivers in to the lobby, having some connection issues per usual. Thanks, EA. So wonderful. All right, so still waiting on getting somebody in. Yep. So more times than not, we actually have it in the Discord who the lobby hosts are and what their EAs are, so everyone can add them before we get to this point, so we can start right on time. Unfortunately, that's not happening tonight. We got guys that, oh, can I get an invite? Can I get an invite? Did you add the lobby host? Nope, they didn't. So unfortunately, here we sit, wait. Okay, so we got one in. So now we're just waiting on Sasuke. Gotta check something real quick. Oh, man. All right, so looks like we finally went to the track. All right, fine. After everyone not doing what they're supposed to do, we're finally into the race. All right, so we're on the track now, finally. Let's turn the music down. Nothing like starting 15 minutes late because people can't be on time. But I digress. We're now on the track. Let's head to the actual track. Get ready for some cars to come out onto track while we wait. Let's pull up the full track map. Yep. Get rid of the in-game graphics and use our custom ones we've got. And looks like everyone has their telemetry turned on correctly so far. We'll find out as cars leave the pits. Okay. Looks like the first car out will be... We got a couple cars going out right now. Pug Life and Brick were the first ones out. So let's... Pug... Nope, Brick was the first one out. So we'll go with Brick. Head down to him. Taking us around his outlap here at Monza. The running joke is if you turn the start finish straight where the checker flag is and you put that on the bottom, it looks like an Italian hand giving you the gesture, which is fitting because we're in Italy. But I digress. We are currently 16 minutes left in qualifying. Brick warming up his tires, bringing himself around, going to be setting our first timed lap for tonight. Keeping an eye on Vanilla, Zaluxy, Sasuke, and Rasha. See what they can do for times. But here we go across the line. Brick starting his lap. Heavy braking down to the turn 1 chicane. Around turn 2, keeping it off the gravel on the exit. Punting the hammer down. Around turn 3. Heading to the heavy braking of turn 4. This is the chicane through 5. Then we're heading to Lesmo 1, turn 6. Keeping on the track, getting ready for Lesmo 2, turn 7, onto the DRS straight. Going under the old classic track. Right there where the F124 sign is the banked old oval. Through the chicane of 9 and 10 onto the long straight. Heading down to the Parabolica. Whereas a quick jab on the brakes, carry the momentum as much as possible. Onto the main straight. Across the line, Dracos sets our time of 1:21.4, pipped by Pug Life 1:23.30 in the Williams. Next up across the line is going to be Hayden, 1:20.040. Next up is going to be Vanilla, just setting a time. It will be fast. But right now, Pancake sitting in a purple first and second sector. Down to the Parabolica. Getting back on the power. Cross the line, 119.784 for Brushy. So next up, we got Vanilla. That first lap they did was a fast lap, but now he's setting even faster times coming through the first sector of a 26.232. Now in sector 2 with DRS zone wing wide open. Oh, invalidates on the exit there. That lap is a wash. Next, we're going to check out Mitch on the mediums. Purple middle sector. Cross line fastest of 119.523 for Mitch. So next car that's setting a time, that hasn't set a time yet, is going to be Zaluxy or Sasuke, but the two Mercedes right with each other. Sasuke is actually on an outlap, so he is just towing his teammate along, and she invalidates. Zaluxy invalidates on her timed lap. So next up, we're going to check out who is there. Oh. Who's that? Because we shouldn't have. All right, so I believe that in the Aston Martin is actually supposed to be our Season 3 champion, Some Good Salt. Supposed to be in the Williams, but took the Aston Martin, unfortunately. So we're going to have to deal with that later. But Zaluxy, fastest first sector, 26.083. Hopefully she can keep it on the track this time and not invalidate. And invalidates. Same spot as last time. Unfortunately for our championship leader, Zaluxy, can't get a lap time in. So let's head down to her teammate, Sasuke, coming through. Slowing the car way down. He's not going to get a timed lap this time through. Getting those tires warmed back up, trying to go for another lap. So let's check to see Vanilla, purple first sector. .119.351 puts Vanilla P1. So far, 8 minutes left in the session. So far, we have four drivers that have not set a time yet. Dynamic is on an out lap. See what he can do. Zeluxi finally set the time, 119.246. Upsets Vanilla. And we got Mitch currently on a fastest first sector. Purple's the middle sector. Currently about a 10th up on Zeluxi's time. Let's see what Mitch can do. Across the line, Mitch. P1, 119.024. 2/10ths quicker than Zeluxi. Dynamic finally setting a time. Let's see what he can go. So Dynamic sets a time of 119.945, puts him P5 ahead of his teammate Hayden in the Haas. So right now we're taking a look. So Brushy is out on a time lap, but he invalidated, so he comes into the pits. It's a warning for speeding into the pit lane. Rasha retires with a 125.86, currently in P10. Head on down. Sasuke. Oh, there we go. Sasuke trying to put a time on the board. Still has not. Ooh, invalidates out of Lesbo 1. Goes wide. Sasuke still has yet to set a time. So it looks like the only two cars out on track right now is Dynamic and Sasuke. Dynamic more than likely coming into the pits after setting a time for P5. Sasuke is going to have to go again. Hopefully gets his battery back up. Let's actually check to see where his battery level is at. Ooh, it is very deployed, and he is still on his hot lap, so he's not regenerating. More than likely going to come into the pits, and he does. Going to swap out to get some fresh tires and possibly go for another lap. We've got 4 minutes left in the session. So currently on the track, Hug Life on an out lap. So we'll keep an eye on this real quick. Hug Life coming down to turn 1. See if he can improve his lap time. Currently sitting P7 behind the Haas's. Hug Life coming down to the final corner. The classic Parabolica, high speed, slingshot around. And into the pits, doesn't finish that lap. So looks like Mitch is actually setting a, he's still on out lap, but fastest middle sector on that out lap. So we're going to keep an eye here on Mitch, and we're actually going to watch his telemetry to see how he tackles Ooh, a little wiggle on the brakes there, a little wiggle on the accelerator, back up to speed. Validates. Unfortunate. Vanilla fastest 118.978. We got a yellow flag for Mitch driving slow here, trying to scrub his tires. So, Zaluxy looking to get that pole position back. Does not improve in the middle sector. Fastest first sector doesn't improve in the middle, but she was playing it safe because that's where she invalidated twice before. Hug Life across the checker flag, Truth across the checker flag in 8th. Zaluxy coming around the final corner. Zaluxy fastest 118.940. As your pole position there. Looks like Vanilla invalidated. He could have gone for another lap, but he invalidated. Mitch is in the pits, so he's unable to do another lap. Let's see who else is out here. Boogie into the pits. And then Brick invalidates on his, so he is done. So that is everybody. for qualifying tonight. Zeluxy, your pole setter. With a 1:18.940. So again, there's your pole setter, Zeluxy. 1:18.940. Vanilla right behind. Let's get a screenshot of that real quick. So let's head to our intermission screen. Wait for the overlay to catch up. There it is. Alexi out in front. I don't know why the times aren't showing. Vanilla, followed by Mitch, Dynamic, Brushy Pancakes, Boogie, Sasuke, Hayden, Truth, Brick, Hug Life, Rasha, Salt. Your 13 drivers for tonight. So right now, everyone's setting up their tire strategies, waiting for a announcement from. So we are going to go in 2 minutes time. So everyone's going to set up their tire strategies. Mind you, tonight there is a special requirement. 2 stops required. So all of our drivers will be banking on the fact that there's going to be 2 stops, possible safety cars. It's not overly common, but does happen. We shall see. We got people asking, are there requirements, when we literally just stated in Discord there's a requirement. And the drivers have been reminded since check-in started on Wednesday. It is a 2-stop requirement for tonight. So we will see who can get their strategy figured out for tonight and make the best of it. We got about 1 minute left to go. We'll head to the racing surface and wait for the start of the race. Mind you, going down to turn 1 is going to be a little bit chaos. Hopefully everyone can get through it cleanly. Zeluxy is going to be leading us away, hopefully keeping Vanilla behind. Not sure what the weather will be until we get to the track, so we'll have to wait and see what that is. Okay. We're hearing the ticks. We're going to go to the track. Lights. Lights are out and away we go. Big movements in the back there. Not sure what happened with the McLaren getting very sideways. Zeluxy still out in front. Gets a great start. Vanilla right behind. Oh, contact there between Mitch and Dynamic. Aiden almost getting spun in the back there as well. Very close battle here between 3rd and 4th and 5th. Alexi making a very clean start to the race. Haas of Dynamic having to hold up Pancake and Boogie in the Ferraris. Boogie looking for a move on his teammate there, doesn't do it. Moving on to the long straightaway. No DRS yet until we complete a lap. Take a look real quick at where weather is tonight. It's going to be a clear race all throughout the race. Ooh. Boogie getting very wide there between the Ferraris. A little bit of chaos so far. Nobody really with wing damage except for Mitch in the kick in third. Side by side between Boogie and Pug Life. Deluxy starting us off with the fastest lap so far. Boogie defending against the Aston of Some Good Salt. Too wide down to turn one. Going cleanly making through so far. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Pug Life and Sasuke. Pug Life winning that battle. Pancake right on the gearbox of Sasuke. Dynamic cut in the corner there. A little bit of contact. We're still going. Ooh, a little bit of sideways there. So the possible race strategy is not taking into account we have a two-stop minimum. They're saying medium to hard, but we have a lot of drivers that start on the soft, looking to burn those tires up early on with a heavy fuel load. And then eventually switching over to the other tires. So we got Mitch here with the softs, hunting down Vanilla on the mediums. Deluxy pulling away there. You see 1.8 seconds down in front. Sets another fastest lap. We got a yellow flag. Looks like it's a Ferrari round of Pancake and Sasuke out. We have two cars out. Safety car is deployed. Luckily, those cars in the back, like Some Good Salt, Boogie, and Hayden, taking advantage of the safety car to do a pit stop now. They're going to come out behind the safety car, so the safety car is going to wave them on. Tough break for Sasuke. Looking to score points tonight for the Mercedes. Pancake, our reserve driver, also out of the race. I'm sure we'll get an incident report on that to find out more what happened. Safety car letting this group of cars go. So we've had our first round of pit stops. Let's take a look at that real quick. Who all pitted so far. So from 7th, Some Good Salt, Boogie, Hayden, Truth, and Brick all have done their pit stops. So the car is out in front right now. Deluxy, the leader of this group right here. It'll be interesting to see who actually dives in for a pit stop now, or if they continue on as the second group, as you can see on our map, that second group have all pitted so far. So Deluxy dives in, so does Vanilla. It's like everyone in this lead pack will pit. So hopefully they can time this right so they can get the pit stops done and get back out in front of that second group coming. Thank goodness for AI ghosting in the pit lane. Deluxy back out in front. Plenty of time. Due to the safety car speed deltas, that second group did have to go slower on the track, which allowed every single one of them to pit. It's like Mitch might be losing out. He does. Some Good Salt gets past him. And Rasha. So the big loser out of that front group, unfortunately, was Mitch. What? He actually did do a wing change, which is why that pit stop took him longer than anybody else. So he drops back down to 7th. So while we're under safety car here, let's take a look at what our race history is so far for all of our drivers. We'll start with your pole setter, And your current leader is Zoluxi out in front. Started first, currently in first. We're going to go around under safety car here for at least another lap to see what's going on. Then we got Vanilla, started second, in second. This lead group really taking advantage of that safety car. Stay out where they are. Dynamic moving up, started fourth into third. Then we got our first big mover, Pug Life. Safety cars in this lap. Pug Life started 11th, now up to 4th. Great moves. Your season 3 champion, Some Good Salt, up 7 positions as well, 12th to 5th. Rasha, 13th to 6th. Mitch, unfortunately, losing out, dropped down 4 positions. Started 3rd, now in 7th. That was due to the wing change in the pit stop. Lost out there. Then we got Boogie, 6th to 8th. Hayden, 8th to 9th. Truth, 9th to 10th. And Brick, 10th to 11th. And all drivers so far will be scoring points as we score the top 12 drivers. Zoluxi taking the short line across the final corner, restarts us off, gets us down to turn 1. Tussle in the back there. Mitch going for the moves early on. Gets past Rasha up to P6. Everyone in the front so far keeping it relatively clean through the first here. We got the Ferrari of Boogie battling it out with Hayden. Close battle between these guys. Vanilla right on the gearbox of Zoluxi. Going through turn 4 and 5. Dynamic is warning for a corner cut. So far, no time penalties yet. We'll keep a close eye on that. So Zoluxi still out in front. Some Good Salt right on the gearbox of Dynamic. Makes the move down the straightaway into turn 9 and 10. Getting a little sideways there from our camera on the helicopter, heading down the long straightaway to the Parabolica. Rick gets a 3-second time penalty. Our first time penalty of the night. Currently on lap 5:27 here at Monza. As a reminder, Monza, only 11 corners. Drivers are on full throttle 84% of the time. Max speed, you're looking at 219 miles per hour with a medium tire wear. Everyone has completed their first pit stop requirements of the night. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on what everyone does for strategy as we go through tonight. See our leader go through Zoluxi with Vanilla right behind. Closest battle right now is Dynamic and Rasha. Rasha thinks about going for a move there into Lesbo too, doesn't do it there. But now we're onto the straightaway. DRS wide open, but Dynamic can defend with his DRS as well. This is just going to be a giant DRS train. There shouldn't be any movement, and there isn't. Rasha tucks right back in, staying right behind Dynamic. Gets a great exit out of 9. Let's take a look at what everyone's ERS is. Some have been deploying, some have been keeping it close to the chest. Rasha thinks about it, going into the Parabolica. Dynamic having to defend using his ERS. He's down to 34%, whereas Rasha sitting at 60%. Deploys it, going down the straightaway on the inside. Up to P6 for Rasha as we head down to turn number 1. Vanilla, your new race leader, getting past Zoluxi down here at turn 1. Zoluxi thinking about going on the inside, heading down to turn 4. Currently tucked in behind Vanilla. Doesn't make it happen there. Still staying right with Vanilla. Zoluxi at a disadvantage, being on the hard tires compared to Vanilla being on the mediums. Zoluxi, your new leader, using the DRS to get ahead as we go through 9 and 10. Keep a close eye back here. We got Mitch right on the gearbox of Some Good Salt. Chances are Mitch probably going to go for a move down the turn one using that DRS. Currently does have more ERS, deploying it like crazy. Heading down the turn one. Vanilla taking the lead back from Zaluxy. Mitch going for the move on the inside, gets past Some Good Salt. Mitch making his way back up to the leaders, keeping it so close. Zaluxy with a very full battery, sitting at 85%. To Vanilla's 66%. Let's take a look further back. Some of the close battles. We got the two Haas's. For Dynamics going to be defending against Boogie here. Dynamic having to defend Zaluxy, your new race leader. Getting it done after DRS zone. We kind of expected that. These DRS trains are very strong here at Monza. Dynamic deploying to defend. Boogie getting towed along. Heavy braking from Hayden up ahead of Dynamic. Mitch with the fastest lap of 1:21.414. Boogie going for the move on the outside around Dynamic. Hayden going for the move on the inside of Rasha. Can't get it done there. Gets stuck on the outside of 3 or 2. Now we're going through 3 here. So Boogie up to P8. Boogie pushing hard behind Hayden. Boogie on the hard tires. So Hayden should have a slight advantage. Ooh! Hug Life getting very wide out of Lesmo 1. Boogie thinking about making a move on the outside of Hayden. Gets it done through DRS. Up to P7. Hayden cutting the corner there, getting a warning. Get the car back under control. Boogie down to 12% ERS, whereas Hayden's got 50. So Hayden on the softer tires can push hard again. Brick with another 3-second penalty. Our only driver with penalties so far. Currently sitting up to 6 seconds. Slowly moving there out of Ascari. Rasha and Pug going strong at it. Pug on the inside, now on the outside. Rasha getting the move done, but Pug not letting it go. Looks like they made contact. Pug Life getting sideways there as our camera couldn't capture it all. Pug Life drops down to P7 now. Luckily, no damage is showing up on our screen so far, except for our 2 cars that are out of the race, Pancakes and Sasuke. So if we head back to our front runners, Zaluxy, your leader for Monza tonight, currently sitting at 4/10 ahead of Mitch, but Mitch right on the gearbox, not letting. Oh, we got a retirement. Hayden's out of the race. Looks like he lost it coming out of Ascari. That is where we saw the corner cut before. Looks like he went a little too wide through the gravel. Boogie with a 10-second penalty of speeding in the pit lane. We are now under our second safety car for tonight. Everyone taking advantage of this safety car to do their second pit stop. The one driver who did not take advantage of that as the surviving Haas of Dynamic. So let's take a look at what our total pit stops are. Everyone, Let's see here. Let's see if Truth and Brick do come in for their second pit stop. So the only driver so far is Dynamic that hasn't pitted. Currently on the hard tires. His tires are only 7 laps old. So Luxy electing to go with the mediums. Quick note from Boogie to Pug apologizing for something that happened there. Oh, they both have wing damage. Boogie's up to 20 seconds right now. So you got a 10-second for speeding into the pit lane, and then you got another 10 seconds somewhere else. So we'll have to check on that. But they're sitting at 20% wing damage for those two drivers. Let's check. Let's head down to Boogie. The camera will go to a closer view. Yeah, it's too far away. And Pug is also too far away. So we'll see what Boogie will have to do. Pug Life saying he wasn't damaged. We have 20%. He's missing the end plate there. So Pug Life saying he doesn't have wing damage, but we can see it there. System is saying 26%. Actually, let's take a look. What does the car info say? Yeah, he's got wing damage. So right now, Pug and Boogie both have wing damage. And Boogie with 20 seconds, 10 of those were speeding in the pit lane. And then our next driver that has penalties is Brick, sitting at 6 seconds. So that's going to cost him at the end of the race. But the big thing we want to take a look at right now is our drivers' tire choices. So our leader, Dynamic, has only done one pit stop. He is currently on 8-lap-old hard tires. Everyone else has pitted. We're on lap 12 of 27. Everyone has done their required pit stop. 2 stops. And looking at the graphic right now, everyone has done their required 2 dry compounds, so that's not an issue. As Luxy started on the softs, went hard to the mediums, so she's going to try to finish this race on the medium. Then we got Mitch, soft, medium, hard. Safety car is in this lap. And I lost the graphic, so we don't know what everyone else is doing. But Dynamic will be leading us away on his older hard tires. See what he can do against the Luxy on the mediums. Everyone weaving to get tire temperature into those tires. Everyone looking pretty cold. Dynamic really, really cold right front. Mitch with cold. Vanilla with cold. We'll see as we go around the Parabolica. Dynamic already hammering it to try to get out of there as fast as he can. Trying to build that gap. Luxy not letting him go. Right on the gearbox as we head down to turn number 1. Luxy going for the move on the inside, makes it happen. Mitch also looking for the inside, tucks back in. Like everyone cleanly got through. Dynamic now losing out to Mitch and Vanilla, dropping down to P4. So he's got all to do to try not lose any more positions. Mind you, he still does have to pit one more time. Vanilla with a warning for a tire for a corner cut. I believe we do have, yes, you can see the warnings there. Everyone keeping it relatively clean except for Brick, currently sitting at 6 seconds with 6 warnings. Boogie, unfortunately, with that 20 seconds was just speeding into the pit lane. So here we come down. Salt closing in quickly on Dynamic. Salt on brand new hards goes for the inside. DRS is enabled, but they will not have it here on this straightaway. They'll have it on the next DRS straight. Down to turn 1. Salt going for a move on Vanilla. Thinks better of it, tucks back in. Around turn 2. Continuing down to turn 3. Salt using all of his battery. He's only down to 11% right now on his battery. Your current fastest lap brought to you by Mitch. 1:21.414. We will see if anyone else can do better than that, running on lower fuel. Salt still in P4. This lead group staying relatively close together. Head back to a close battle. We got Truth trying to reel in Pug Life. Less than half a second. Actually, Salt is currently our closest battle. Gets the fastest lap using that battery. Getting past Vanilla up to P3 for Salt. Our Season 3 champion showing why he was a champion for Season 3. We missed having him around. Vanilla right on that gearbox, not letting him get away. So Salt pulling that fastest lap out in that third sector. Rasha still has the first sector, and Zaluxi fastest middle sector. But now Salt's going to have all to do because he's going to have to try to recharge his battery to be able to defend or attack at his leisure. But currently, everyone sitting around him is higher than 50%. Salt sitting at about 44%. So let's see here, Vanilla right on that gearbox, not letting him go. See how he does coming down to turn 4. Currently sitting with a little bit of excess of fuel. Vanilla doing everything he can to make sure that this front group does not pull away from him. Mitch, your current leader, almost half a second out in front of Zaluxi. About 2 seconds back behind Vanilla is Rasha, followed back by Truth, who Pug Life is on the backside of Truth, getting very close there, heading to Parabolica. Slows it down just enough, but continues the push. Let's see Pug Life going to go for the move here down the front straight. DRS wide open, gets past Truth. Salt with 10-second penalty, cutting the corner while he's up in the lead currently. Pug Life making the move on Truth, making it stick, currently up to 6th. Salt dropping back to P3. He must have cut the corner hard into turn 1. Hitting that 10 seconds. So right now, either he's going to pit and deal with that, or getting very sideways out of the second Lesmos there. Zaluxi, your current new leader, getting past Mitch with the DRS, going down to turn 8. So we will keep an eye on, see what Some Good Salt will do. He may contest it post-race if he doesn't pit. He does not need to pit the remainder of the race. So if he doesn't serve that 10-second penalty, he can submit it to our stewards to have it reversed. Mitch going for the move. Some Good Salt trying to go right with him. Side by side between Salt and Zaluxy. Salt tucks in behind. Vanilla right on the gearbox, not letting him get away. As predicted, we are doing a DRS train swapperoo almost every lap. Some Good Salt not letting it up. You have Mitch, one of our reserve drivers, leading us away, followed by last season's champion and then the prior season champion in P3. Vanilla doing all he can to stay with because he also wants to be a champion. So close last season. Trying so hard to get it this season as well. Truth and Pug Life switching back again. That's going to be another one of those DRS battles. Brick with another 3-second time penalty, currently up to 9 seconds. Zaluxy getting in your lead now. With Salt going for the inside, almost 3 wide. Break into turn 1. Can't make it happen. Going side by side with Mitch. Salt sticking it to the inside, trying to push Zaluxy along. Giving her the hurry up because Mitch is side by side. Mitch up to P2 going into turn 4. All while this is happening, Vanilla hanging back, just waiting for chaos to unfold and inherit some positions. Salt giving it his all. So we head back down the field a little bit because we have these DRS trains just happening all the time. Dynamic on the backside of Brick. Mind you, Brick does have 9 seconds of penalties now, so Dynamic will automatically inherit this position, but he definitely wants to do it on track. We're on lap 19 of 27. He's got plenty of time to do it. But Dynamic on very old hards. Has he not pitted yet? Dynamic still is yet to pit for his second required pit stop, so he's actually going to fall further down the order once he makes that final pit stop. Don't know if he is banking on another safety car. Keep an eye on that, but Brick now building that gap, 1.9. Vanilla with the 3-second penalty. Vanilla falling back from the front 3, picks up an outstanding time penalty of 3 seconds. So now he just needs to keep it within 7 of Salt. But unfortunately, ahead of him currently is Zaluxy, who's going to be battling it out here with Salt and Mitch. Salt thinking about going for a move, or that was Zaluxy. Zaluxy thinking about going for a move down turn 8. Thinks better of it, keeps going. Nobody really using ERS right now. Everyone's just kind of just letting the tow happen as we head down the track. Vanilla right on the gearbox of Zaluxy. Rick with another 3 seconds, up to 12 now. Salt, your new leader, heading down the turn 1. Makes it happen. Now Salt gonna be doing everything he can to pull away and build a gap of 10, which is going to be so difficult with how fast and how good everyone is in this lead pack. All four of these drivers, excellent drivers. Now, mind you, Zaluxy will be heading into disadvantage pretty soon because of the fact that she's the only one on mediums. The other three are on hards. They're all the same age. Actually, let's take a look at what the tire wear is showing us. And there you see Zaluxy 30% on those rears compared to 19, 18, and 15 for the other three. So her rear tires are going to be hurting pretty bad pretty soon. Mitch thinking about a move there. Doesn't make it happen in Parabolica. He knows he's going to get DRS heading onto the main straight. Mitch going to the inside with DRS wide open. Your new leader is Mitch going into turn 1. And Vanilla up to P3, getting past Zaluxy. Possible tire wear is now affecting Zaluxy. She is not able to compete with these other drivers out in front due to not having the grip as the tires are starting to get to that graining phase right around anywhere between 26 to 33%. It's usually the graining phase, so you'll actually lose grip for a brief while until the tires come back in. So right now, Zaluxy just going into damage control to not lose any more time to the drivers out in front. But now we're unfortunately going to be getting into DRS train territory as we continue on. Vanilla up to P2. Great move into turn 8. Only problem is now is that they lost momentum to Mitch. Salt not letting that slide. They're going side by side through the Parabolica. Salt tucking in behind Vanilla as we head down the straightaway. 5 laps left to go. Salt going around the outside, side by side. Gets ahead. DRS wings slam close as they slam on the brakes to turn 1. Mitch only ahead by 0.4. Close battle so far in the back is 6th and 7th with Hug Life and Truth. They're just going to be basically doing DRS swap like the lead group here, but let's give them a little bit of screen time. Let's head back down to Hug and Truth. As you can see, Truth within DRS. Rear wing wide open. Can't make anything happen here going to turn 8. It's not a heavy enough braking zone as turn 1 is, but we've seen it from that group in the front where turn 8 is an opportunity. If they leave a gap, somebody's going to go for it. 4 laps left to go. Mitch still leading us away. Some good Salt P2, Vanilla P3. We'll go back to our front. Some good Salt going for the inside, which leads to nowhere. He tucks him behind. Dynamic 10 seconds for speeding the pit lane. Comes into service. Second pit stop that he's required to do. Speeds into the pit lane. Unfortunately, picks up a 10-second time penalty with that. Some good Salt going to the inside, heading up to turn number 8. Gets it done with DRS. Through the Ascaris. Salt out in front, but he still has that 10-second penalty that he's contending with. So right now, all he wants to do is just build a gap. push and build a gap. And then we got in P2 is Mitch. Then P3 Vanilla with a 3-second time penalty. Zaluxy just needs to stay within 3 seconds of Vanilla to inherit P3 currently. We're on lap 25 of 27 as we go down to turn number 1. We'll watch as Vanilla defending against Zaluxy. Zaluxy always wants to do the move on track, but those medium tires have got to be screaming right now. Let's take a look at what the wear is. She's almost up to 40%, so we're just getting out of the graining phase, which is why she's able to stick with Vanilla so well. But pretty soon, all those front runners, they got a little bit of time, but they will hit the graining phase too. But we only have a few laps left to go. Some Good Salt, your season 3 champion, trying to pull out a lead. Zaluxy with a warning now. Those tires are going away from her. She's losing grip. So there's your leader. Some Good Salt. 2 laps left to go. Salt ahead by 0.6. Does have 10 seconds of penalties, so that's going to drop him currently. If we do the math, actually, should be able to do. Oh, nope. Oh yeah, here it is. Gap to leader. Boop. It'll drop him down to P5. So unfortunately for Some Good Salt, even though he's in the lead right now, just barely, he will drop down to P5. If Rasha back in P5 can keep pushing, keep everybody in front of him as we go. Vanilla thinks about making a move to turn 8, doesn't do it there. Zaluxy staying right with him. The gap not really changing there. Ooh, it's actually building a little bit. Heavy braking down to the Parabolica as we come around to start our final lap. Your leader, Some Good Salt, season 3 champion, defending against our reserve driver Mitch in P2. Mind you, Some Good Salt does have 10 seconds of penalties that he may try to post-race get rid of. But we will see what he decides to do. Vanilla thinks about a move on Mitch down to turn 4. Doesn't commit to it there. Tucks right back in. Mitch, P2. Vanilla with 3 seconds. Currently sitting P3. He will drop down to P4 after the checkered flag. And then Zaluxy, your previous season 4 champion, current championship leader, sitting in 4th. Just thinking about a move there, but I don't think he knows that Some Good Salt has that time penalty. We will see. As we coming around the final corner, your race winner, your race leader, Some Good Salt, gets pit. Oh, that's with the time penalty. So first across the line is Some Good Salt, but Mitch takes the win. Zaluxy P2 getting past Vanilla into P3. Rasha P4. Some Good Salt dropping down to P5. Truth P6. Pug Life P7. And we got Brick with 12 seconds of penalties coming across the line momentarily. In P8 for Brick. Next up, we got Dynamic with 10 seconds penalty and Boogie with 10 seconds of penalty. So they are racing straight up right now as we come across the final corner, Parabolica. You see Dynamic getting a little sideways. Dynamic in the Haas, finishing P9, and Boogie P10. But your winner for tonight is going to be Mitch. Some Good Salt, your driver of the day. There you see Mitch coming onto the podium to celebrate. So that will do it for our race here at Monza. Mitch, your winner. Let's get a screenshot real quick. Mitch, your winner, followed by Zaluxy with the fastest lap, 121.331. Then Vanilla, Rasha, Some Good Salt, Truth, Hug Life, Brick, Dynamic, Boogie, Hayden, Pancake, and Sasuke. So there you go. Your winner, Mitch, in the Sauber, followed by Zaluxy, Vanilla, Rasha, Salt, Season 3 champion, Salt, Truth, Hug Life, Brick, Dynamic, Boogie, and P10. And then you have, that's it. Because Hayden crashed out and Pancake and Sasuke also crashed out. So they did not score points. But thank you, everyone, for stopping in tonight. We're going to check out real quick. Here is the calendar. We're in Bahrain next Sunday. It'll be a good one. We will see what everyone can do. Let's see how the championship finishes out. We got 3 more rounds, one of them being a sprint. But we'll see you next week in Bahrain. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night.